So this is my third time recording this. The audio keeps messing up, so I hope it works this time. Anyways, Tom Aspinall, recently I was on the last episode of WWE SmackDown, had a segment with the two champions, Cody Rhodes and Guenther, and then he ended up doing an interview with the Schmo and challenged John Jones to a tag team match. So we're going to talk about this. We're obviously going to talk about John Jones, Tom Aspinall, but I made a video years ago talking about the WWE and UFC merger, and specifically John Jones going to WWE and the one storyline they need to make. So I'm gonna talk about this in the first part of the video. Then I'm gonna talk about the the one story and how I would do it that I would want out of John Jones going to WWE. We already know that Kamal Usman and Kobe are reportedly training to go to WWE. I guarantee you they will make a storyline with those two the same way they did Kane and Brock, even though I heard it wasn't that good. But I'm rambling, I'm getting too far ahead. Let's read this. Tom Aspinall pitches WWE crossover to promote long-awaited fight against John Jones. Oh, great. Thank you for the sub. Baby faces turn heels. Baby faces versus heels. Good lord. Interim UFC heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall wants to work with the WWE to promote his fight against John Jones. As many fans are aware, the British heavyweight is currently waiting for bones. Tom Aspinall was last seen in the cage last summer in Manchester, where he scored a first-round knockout win over Curtis Blades. That night, the interim champion called for a title unification with the legendary John Jones. While the 37-year-old turned down Aspinall's offer, he is currently in discussions with the UFC to make the belt. If John Jones versus Tom Aspinall does come to fruition, the latter has an idea on how to promote the bout. Speaking in a recent interview, the Schmo, the British fighter pitched a crossover with the WWE, while the UFC hasn't worked with the professional wrestling giant recently. The two are under the TKO Group banner since the two joined forces in 2023. Several fighters have jumped at the chance to get into the ring. Tom Aspinall was one of them, previously stating his belief that he could join the WWE after he retires. However, the British heavyweight wants to move the schedule up a bit. Speaking with the Schmo, the interim UFC champion called to have a tag team match with WWE star Cody Rhodes against John Jones and John Cena, also referencing the 47-year-old's recent heel turn, essentially becoming a villain. Yeah. Villains are heroes in WWE, faces are good guys if you don't know. But I have the clip here of it. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna discuss this um the potential for this crossover. But yeah.
Retired. That's my retirement plan. Me and Cody Rhodes is my guy. Cody Rhodes is he's my guy. So, yeah, me and Cody, we'll have a match one day. I think we might team up. Me and Cody Rhodes because we're both baby faces, aren't we? Me and Cody, and maybe we could fight like John Jones and whoever the heel is over there. And who's the heel? The main heel? Well, John Cena. Just turned heel. Yeah. So, Cody Rhodes, Tom Aspinall tag team versus John Jones and John Cena. Baby faces versus heels. Big matchup. Retired. That's my retirement plan. Me and Cody Rhodes is my guy.
That is big. Now he had a little segment with the two champions, like I said, but we know what Kamala and Kobe Covington do in the transition. like I said, having this, having Tom Aspinall go on SmackDown, go on WWE. One, he's getting paid for it, I guarantee you. Two, it hypes up the fight. It gets WWE fans introduced with the UFC if they're not already watching it. WWE is TV 14 now, and they have been cooking. I've been watching um on Netflix a little bit. I love the John Cena storyline, but I think it'd be genius. Now we heard about the 3-in-1 pay per view. Apparently, we will have a boxing WWE UFC event. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Maybe it's one big weekend, kind of like they do WrestleMania now with the 2 days. But I made a video. One of my first videos, I think too, talking about specifically John Jones going to the WWE. He said a while ago that he has interest in going over there. And when I think about John Jones going to the WWE, first I'll start off with him him doing anything with Tom Aspinall in the WWE. Perfect from to cut promos, get paid. You know, he can work the crowd. He can work the crowd really well. You know, you know the infamous clip of, "Are you a good guy trying doing bad, or are you a bad guy trying to do good?" He said, "I'm a bad guy trying to do good." I think the story of John Jones really would do. He would be phenomenal in the WWE. But there's one big storyline they would have to do. It involves no other than Daniel Cormier, one of the biggest rivalries in WWE. So, first, with him maybe doing a tag team match with John Cena fighting Tom Aspinall and Cody Rhodes, it'd be massive. That would do massive numbers. WWE numbers have been doing really good ever since Vince left. Yeah, it would show. Then, like I said, you have this 3-in-1 night. I don't think many MMA fighters would perform in a match and then do a fight. I don't think that's possible. But this is smart. This is really smart. You have Tom Aspinall saying that he plans to go there when he's retired. His legacy is currently being put on hold because of John Jones wanting the Alex fight, waiting until the Alex fight was absolutely not possible before agreeing to fight Tom. More eyes, more money, like anything to build the sport. I'm in favor of. You know, yeah, you have Colby and Kamal going over there. That's massive. Colby was built for professional wrestling. But there's one story above all of them for John Jones in the WWE. Maybe you do a 2 to 3 month promotion campaign with both of them in the WWE. But in my video over a year ago, I talked about John Jones going to the WWE. He was even asked in an interview if he wants to go to WWE, and he said he plans to after he is done fighting. The one storyline we need, though, the only storyline for John Jones, well, not the only, but the big one. You know what I'm trying to build up here. John Jones, Daniel Cormier, the biggest, one of the biggest rivalries in UFC history. You go look at when they first fought. 2015. John Jones at that time won the belt in 2011, defended it how many times? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven times. And he fights Daniel Cormier. Both of them basically undefeated. Matt Hamill, the GOAT. No, nobody can take away what he did to John Jones. Such a dominant win over John Jones. But John Jones out outworked Daniel Cormier. He out wrestled Daniel Cormier. We know that wrestling is Daniel Cormier's bread and butter. So then, okay, hold up. I'm gonna go to Tapology. Then the rematch was booked for I think it was 190. Was it 198? Okay, I know that they booked it before 200. It was booked for two. It was booked in 2016. So yeah, it would have been 197. And John Jones ends up fighting OSP for an interim title. Then it's booked again. UFC 200. Daniel Cormier versus John Jones. Then John Jones pops. Gets suspended for a year. Daniel Cormier gets the belt back. The book once again in July 2017. International Fight Week. I'm pretty sure this was International Fight Week. John Jones head kicks him in the third round, knocks him out. Pops for Tyrannical. That took away the greatest win in John Jones's career. Then that tainted the probably the crowning achievement in John Jones's career. Had that knockout win stayed, I think we don't have a question about the GOAT conversation. But I said all this yesterday in my video on John Jones, if you want to go look that up. But you have John Jones go to WWE. You had DC come out. You had DC cut a promo where he digs in to John Jones. You ruined my career. You beat me the first time fair and square. You couldn't keep it together. You couldn't keep yourself out of trouble in the cage. I worked while you did that. I won the belt. I defended the belt. I beat Rumble Johnson. I beat Alexander Gustafsson, who you struggled with. Granted, John Jones did knock out Gustafsson in the second fight. But you have him come out. He says all of this. John Jones, you will ruin me. And the reason why I think they could do it now is that they look like they're buddy now. Like they've done interviews together. John Jones very nice and cordial with him. But this, I just seeing this play out in the WWE would it would be a love letter to us MMA fans. They should be giving the WWE the opportunity to close out one of the biggest rivalries in UFC history. And the way you do that, I would like to see a year. Now, they probably would, go back and forth promoting for a few weeks. I would have them do 3 matches at most. You do, I don't know, one at SummerSlam. You do another at the Royal Rumble, whatever pay per view, and then you book it for WrestleMania. Fuck it, give John Jones the championship. Have Daniel Cormier versus John Jones headline WrestleMania, and then you have Daniel Cormier get his moment, get his win over John Jones at the biggest stage of them all. I know it's scripted, and I know the people who hate wrestling will hate hearing it. But like, as an MMA fan, as a fan of the sport, fan of both of these guys, I would get choked up seeing that. I would get choked up seeing Daniel Cormier on the biggest stage of them all get his hand raised against John Jones. That's the one. Those are the two fights that always haunt him. And I think because of the positive test, he will never have closure for the second fight. He will never accept the result of that second fight. I don't think he should either. John Jones popped. I'm a big John Jones fan. He popped. I wouldn't count that one if I was Daniel Cormier. Now my other video I did talk about the fight itself. Had that positive test not happened, would have been, like I said, the greatest win in John Jones' career. And then you end it off. You have Daniel Cormier have that big moment. You have John Jones do some work in the WWE. But that is the one thing. Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, in a tag match with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. That'd be cool. John Jones, John Cena. That is a hilarious tag team right there. But give DC his moment. Give us MMA fans a love letter for one of the greatest rivalries. Two of the greatest fighters of all time. These two guys are mostly everybody's top 10. Some people's top 5. Give us the moment that a lot of us wanted to see. I'm a big John Jones fan. I was cheering for Daniel Cormier in that second fight. I would love to see Daniel Cormier get his moment. John Jones showcase what he can do on a microphone, building a true character. But that's really all I wanted to say. I love the idea of the tag match, but if you're doing John Jones in WWE, you have to bring Daniel Cormier. But that's what I got. Let me know in the comments down below. What did you make of Tom Aspinall debut or going on Friday Night Smackdown? What do you think about him calling out John Jones for a tag team match? And what do you think about John Jones DC year long storyline in WWE? I'm interested to hear to what. Uh, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. And other than that, thanks for watching. Like all that stuff. Later.